we are on our way to Pisgah again, but this time we are in the Regal TourX. As you know, in my last video I was driving it in Sedona. I went to Atlanta earlier this week for some stuff for Men's Health, and now I got to drive this home. I drove it home on Tuesday. I've been driving it around for about 5-6 days now, and we're gonna take it camping. And we've packed everything into here. As you can see in the back here, there's plenty of room still. I only took up the back. We put the chairs on the top. We have a basket up there. Yeah, we're gonna go car camping in the Regal TourX, which is gonna be fun.
Lost in the sight of you alone. Here I'll stay till dawn. The breeze in the sky sings me a song. Here I'll stay till dawn.
Well, we're here, I guess. So the plan was to show us unpacking the car, setting up camp and everything, but we got here a little too late. Actually, we found the spot, decided to go further down the road. Then we got to a spot where we couldn't pass. Turned back and somebody was here. Just 5 minutes and somebody took the spot. They didn't stay here, they were hiking, but we went after them, and these 3 people told me that it was a pretty awkward encounter. I didn't think so. I just asked the guy if he was gonna stay here or not, because he stole my campsite and get out. That's pretty much how that went down. That's not at all how it went down. Anyway, I guess we'll have to continue this tomorrow because it's pitch black and I don't have the lights in my trailer. So yeah, camping without a trailer is definitely different. Still glamping though. We're still glamping. Yeah. We have these Pinteresty lights going on, so we're glamping. See you tomorrow. So it wasn't really supposed to rain out here, and rained all night. This tent is soaked. There was a little drizzle that got in the car because we had the windows cracked. And this place is just, everything's wet. But we did manage to get a fire started, which is...
a little wimpy right now.
It's a little wimpy. All the wood is wet, and you know, it's putting off heat, so I can't complain.
Bear-proof and Megan-proof.
Oh
it's
my word.
It's like one of those toilets.
Here, wait, careful. Oatmeal.
Why?
Oh, no.
Why is it exactly like a toilet?
Because you know those baby-proof? Like when they baby-proof things?
They baby-proof toilets?
They do. Toilet
The lids.
seats.
They
the
have
lids.
like, the little locks on the
so that
lids.
kids can't get like sucked into the toilet.
Do
No,
kids
I think it's so they don't play in the water when they're toddlers.
do kids play in the toilet?
Have you been around toddlers before?
Have you been a toddler?
No, I was never a toddler. I didn't have a childhood.
Yes.
up in rural
Have you
Hall, so
seen
like-
a toilet paper commercial?
Maybe it's Alex proof too.
How many white girls does it take to open a bear?
This is a good question. How many?
Wait, I think I got this.
Is it really just
Okay, to be fair, you have to get these little
Okay.
grooves out from under this guy, which you did not do.
Oh. I didn't do a lot of
Called out. Yeah, so Megan had a job.
You had one job.
I had many jobs. I had
No.
multiple
Did
jobs.
you though?
No.
What were your money jobs?
Megan said,
grocery
I'll
store
bring
was
the
your
water. She said, I'll bring the water. No problem. Megan brought, what, 8 of these maybe?
6 actually.
Oh my
6
God.
of
Not helping your
these
case.
for
Her text
3 or 4
message-
people
Her
for 2
text
days.
message was, so I got
That was her
this
water.
and this and a case of water and this and this.
And then I forgot the case of water, but I went back for s'mores, and that's
Yeah.
the important part.
Her case of water.
But look at, what is this? This is
Yeah.
a case.
She had to go on a 3-hour excursion this morning to get water.
She by herself?
No, me and Alex.
Well, she dragged
Alex was my shoulder
Alex
rider.
along with her.
Alex was riding shotgun.
Not me, that Alex.
Yeah,
OG
Sweat.
Alex. Patrick
she
Alex.
dragged Alex with her to go get this.
TBH, I might not have made it back if it was just me.
And to be fair, on the drive here yesterday, she was complaining about me driving too slow. I was doing 8 over the speed limit. She passed me in her little Prius and then missed her turn. Not once, not twice, 3 times she passed me without her navigation on, not knowing where she was going, and missed her turn. the rain finally stopped, I made some coffee and the girls went on a hike, so I figured I should probably take a few minutes to talk about the car so far and my experience camping with it in this gorge. We're technically still part of the Linville Gorge right now, but I don't know exactly where we are. I just picked a spot from freecampsites.net and it panned out. Barely. So far, this car's been great. I've had no trouble getting out here. We did have to turn around because the road got really, really rough about a quarter mile down that way. We couldn't have passed it, at least with both cars. The TourX might have made it. I don't know. But I'm just going to say, to be safe, I decided not to go down that road just because it was a little sketch, and this isn't my car. Buick lent this to me for the week, so I don't know what happens if I rip a bumper off, and I'd rather not find out. I think if you're going camping like this, you just have to prepare for what could go wrong. And as far as like trying to get to a campsite, you have to be prepared to turn around and go back and find somewhere else to go. As far as sleeping in the car, I slept fantastically. It was about 40 degrees last night. I had a 30 degree or 20 degree Nemo sleeping bag, and I was so hot I had to sleep outside the sleeping bag. It rained a little bit on us. Actually, it rained all night, but with the window cracked a little bit, only a little water got in, so it wasn't so bad. All we did was set up some sleeping pads and a sleeping bag on top. Alex had an extra blanket, and we were ready to go. I set up some string lights. They ended up being really, really annoying, some solar string lights. But I had a little Lucy lantern that worked really, really well. And we had no trouble packing everything we needed. We did forego a cooler, but with the basket on top, we could have had so much more gear. The only stuff I put in the basket on the top were the folding chairs. And coming out of here, since it's been raining, I was a little worried about the mud, but this thing does have all-wheel drive, and its all-wheel drive is really quite nice. They did a demonstration when I was in Sedona of the all-wheel drive on this car and one against a Volvo. But the all-wheel drive on the TourX differs from that in that it can not only transfer power to the front and rear tires if as needed, it can also transfer left and right. So if you have traction with one tire, it will transfer the power to that tire, and you can hopefully get out of the situation you're in. Mud, because we drove over a lot of slick mud getting in here. Also, sorry Buick, this car is very muddy and very, very dirty inside. I did warn you, there will be mud, so holding true on that. The other thing to worry about is clearance. This car doesn't have a ton of ground clearance, but it's got enough to where you can get to a spot like this. You can go on some dirt roads. I wouldn't necessarily call it an off-road vehicle. Personally, if I were to do anything to this car, if I were to buy one of the first things I would do is lift it 2 or 3 inches, which might look a little funny, but it would make the car a little more utilitarian. So it borders the line between luxury and an outdoor activity vehicle, but it kind of errs a little more on the side of the luxury, like the plastic cladding over the tires. That doesn't necessarily make it an outdoors car, and that's the biggest thing. They want the people to go on adventures with this car. You can throw bikes on the rack, you can throw a kayak or a surfboard, whatever you really want on top of this car. The rail system is awesome. And if I had the keys to take the rack off, I would show you how easy it is to set up and change and manipulate. I don't have all that stuff with me, and it's locked on the top of the car. But you can take pretty much anything you want with you, but you are sort of limited to where you can go. Like, this is a very popular spot for mountain biking, and I've been seeing people come up this road all day with kayaks and mountain bikes and everything strapped to the top of their Outbacks, their 4Runners, all kinds of different outdoor, all-terrain vehicles. This thing, if I had to go any further down this road, I'd have to turn around. So it's great in that you can take it off-road, but you've got to be very wary of where you go, and you've got to know when to turn back. I guess the final thing I want to say for now is I never really thought that I'd like a crossover-style wagon-type vehicle. I've always been kind of a sports car or truck kind of person, never that middle ground, and I did not expect a company like Buick to change my mind about it. And I think this car is going to be overlooked by a lot of people because it's a Buick. I had a friend joke with me the other day that I should just go drive my Oldsmobile. And I had another friend say, but it's a Buick. Like, why are you excited about driving a Buick? And to be honest, this thing's really, really nice. I like this car a lot. And I'm not saying that because they let me drive it for a week. It's genuinely a nice car. It's loaded with features like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist and all that. But Android Auto, I'm going to hate going back to my truck without Android Auto. Now I've got to get a head unit for my truck so I can have Android Auto. Like, it's so nice. It's also got CarPlay. I never used it on my Android or my iPhone. I just ended up plugging in the Android phone. But the tech features are really nice. The ride is extremely smooth, and I genuinely like the car. It's got plenty of power. I believe the engine is a 250 horsepower 4-cylinder engine, 2-liter, I believe. But it's got a little get up and go. It's snappy. Having driven it several times now, at least for a week, it's very, very nice. I like it a lot. Whew. So Alex just took a nap. Actually, I should say Alex, my girlfriend Alex, and Megan went home. Megan had class tonight. Alex was not feeling well, so it's me and this Alex, who we now refer to as Patrick. She is processing some wood. We just processed all this wood right here, and I'm kind of tired now. But the sun is about to set, so we're going to build the fire and begin cooking dinner in a little bit. Yeah, it slept so freaking well last night. I slept like a baby. And it was 60 degrees in the car when we woke up this morning, or 58. So it was warm. I, again, did not need my sleeping bag. I don't know what it is out here. Probably close to 50 degrees. But with the window cracked just a little bit in there, we managed to kind of keep it warm and insulated. Or I guess the insulation of the car helped trap our body heat and keep it even warmer, which was really, really nice. I'm very impressed with this thing, at least for how it sleeps for camping. Again, I'm sorry, Buick and Prestige, for all the mud. Told you. We have this really nice Night Flyer coffee that my friend Paul was nice enough to sell to me at a really nice friend rate. Lots of it, 5 pounds, to provide for videos that I have yet to shoot.
Okay.
You're going to make this coffee in the woods. And then you're going to put Lowe's Foods half and half in it. Why? What are you doing?
Why am I like this?
What are you doing?
Because I really like that creamy taste of coffee. And I think that really good coffee like this only needs a slight little bit of half and half. And then it becomes like a magical creation.
It becomes basic.
Okay, well.
You basic.
I can't deny that.
You basic.
I'm not as basic as your girlfriend, Alex, but...
True. You basic. You basic.
It's true. Do you want to like, watch me get more basic?
This is coffee murder right here.
Ooh, but look at how pretty it is.
Coffee murder.
Ooh, it's like a magical mosaic of beauty. Look at that. How can you not think that's beautiful?
That is coffee dying.
It's not dying.
Coffee is...
It would be coffee dying if I was drinking a white chocolate caramel mocha that you used to drink when you originally started coming into Dilworth Coffee.
Who's to blame for that?
Yourself, because I have always drank my coffee like this and enjoyed it. You, on the other hand... Can I have a white chocolate caramel frappuccino with whipped cream and caramel drizzle on top?
R.I.P. coffee.
And now...
R.I.P. So, having slept in the car, I know you haven't ridden in the car. I actually haven't driven you anywhere in the car yet. What are your thoughts?
I thought that it was... Sorry, let me get my speaking voice back on. I thought that it was incredibly spacious. I forgot that you were next to me at certain points, which is a difficult thing to do because you...
What are you trying to say?
You take up some space. And you take up some volume space as well. So I had to nudge you quite a few times. I forgot my earplugs. That was my bad.
Appreciate the fat jokes and the snore shaming.
Snore shaming. I've never heard that before.
Came up with it on the spot, but that's what it is.
It's not a fat joke. You have more body mass than me. I'm
not a small guy.
You are not a small person. This is not news to you or anyone else.
I'm very broad.
So we were also very comfortable temperature-wise. I think you mentioned that as well. But I woke up very comfortable, even though I had 2 sleeping bags on top. I had to push the other one off because it was really warm. What else about it? It has low clearance. I hit my head on it last night when I tried to sit up. But if you're mindful of it the way I was this morning, and you can get up and gently hunch over, then you're good.
I can't do that. I tried to tilt my head to the right, and I pulled something in my neck.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a bigger issue that we need to work on outside of the
Is that
car's
another?
problem.
Is that another fat joke? Bigger issue?
Oh my god. It's going to be all day today, isn't it?
All day.
All day.
Very Instagram worthy out here, and I can't complain. I like it quite a bit. I went out and snapped some pictures this morning. Plan on getting some more footage of the car and a few pictures, and then we're gonna pack up and head out. I was gonna do a coffee video out here this weekend, but with the weather and it being so nasty, I think I'm just gonna wait to make that video. Also, I'm very tired still. I slept too hard last night. There are worse problems.
I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet. I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it go for a little while. So be here as the night starts falling. Let my fingers walk over your head. We got nothing to be scared of. I'd rather be with you than by myself. Now always in your head.
So we are all packed up, down, at least partially down the mountain, and time to go home. I enjoyed the trip. It was too short though. It was 2 nights, and it just never feels like it's long enough. I always say that, but I have to say it's been nice to experience camping from a different perspective without the trailer. I miss camping with my trailer, but car camping is a nice change of pace. You've got to remember to bring a lot more rather than just hook the trailer up and go. I got to bring my own water along. I don't have a faucet to get water from, an almost endless supply of water. And I didn't have my solar panels. I didn't have a lot of the gear I typically bring. But it was a nice change of pace. And sleeping in a car like this, I think it was actually maybe more comfortable than in the tent. The sleeping pad isn't as soft as the mattress, but you've got the insulation of the car, which is really nice, and it makes you feel a little more secure being in a locked vehicle. Even though, you know, glass breaks, you're not like any more safe than you would be in a tent, but it just kind of feels more safe. But anyway, I just want to thank Buick again for letting us do this. It's been a very fun weekend. Kind of hate that I have to give the car back tomorrow, but we're gonna drive home. I'm gonna get caught up on a bunch of work that I am way behind on, and edit this video because I'm ready for you guys to see this trip. So if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more stuff like this in the future. Let me know if you'd like to see me go car camping in other cars or vehicles or truck camping and whatever. Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. And of course, be sure to follow us around the web. You can find the channel on Twitter and Instagram at Mod Outdoor. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Casper Tech, and I will link to Alex and the other Alex and Megan on their social media down in the description down below. And it's getting really muddy, so I gotta go. So until next time, live outdoors a little.
When I was young, I thought control would lead me to an ending road, and heavy metal seemed to be the only thing that was for me. And I saw the angels coming down, and they sang a song, they sang it loud, and I still remember parts of it, and the yellow glow